It's XCOM with a 2. Hello, we are back at stuttering our words. We are back at it again. We've had a couple of painful missions. We're coming off the back of 2 pretty rough missions. Last mission wasn't as bad as the mission prior to that. But even so, one thing that's become increasingly clear is that we are basically always running on fumes insofar as our available troop count is concerned. Not really sure how to solve that problem beyond stop getting shot. Unfortunately, stop getting shot is easier said than done in the circumstances under which we find ourselves. At the moment, this is probably the worst we've looked in a little while. We've got nobody outside of Aethel coming back before 4 days, 3 days for Arch Enemy. Yeah, it's a little bit, as they say, spicy right now. We might get another assault mission that pops up. Now, if we do, and it's to counter this Dark event, Advent Midnight Raids, that's okay. This Dark event, of the 3 that were coming after us this month, is probably the one that we could afford not to counter. The main thing that's kind of gonna be hindered by our lack of manpower right now is being able to get on with these Hunt the Chosen missions. We have got 10 days left on this. We've got an engineer that's going to lead to an infiltration mission we're going to need a squad for. So at this point, we are kind of in a position of recovery. We have got an engineer posted in the infirmary. What would be super excellent is if we were able to get... There's a resistance order that decreases the time for recovery from tiredness by, I think it's like 20%. That would be a pretty big get, just because getting people back to availability that much faster will significantly help. The other option is we try and counter midnight raids, and then we use the guerrilla tactics facility to increase our troop count. We have got a few options to play with down that avenue, but that would cost time and money. So, I'm less enthusiastic about taking that route. We've got a pretty significant upgrade coming our way in 16 days, but that's a long time, and a lot can happen between now and then. All that's left for it, really, is to get scanning. We could as well heal faster at Templar HQ, and I'm loath to do that because I'd really like to get these alloys and crystals, and as well as that, like, the supplies that are going on here would be quite useful, and we've also got to consider making contact quite soon as well, once the resistance comms become available. So we're backed into a little bit of a corner, it feels like, but this has happened before, and when it has happened before, it's been manageable. So hopefully it is manageable once again. Now, this is the mission to counter that Dark event. The Lost being on here is actually a positive, because as we've seen the last few times the Lost have shown up, now that we've got access to the... can't think of its name. The subsonic lure, we can use the Lost to help us. So taking that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're going to let the timer go on it a bit. It's got 4 days before it expires. And, you know, the names are coming up. Lots of people are recovering, which is great. We're back to 12 after a couple of days. So, yeah, we've gone from starting this episode going, oh no, to, right, okay, we're breathing a little bit easier. I think we're not going to take this assault, and we're going to eat midnight raids. Just because I'd rather not upgrade the crew capacity, spend the time and money training new recruits if we can get away with it. And right now, we can just about get away with it. Hopefully, this decision isn't going to come back and bite us. There's resistance comms, which frees up an engineer. I've clicked the wrong buttons. We don't want to increase the resistance contacts just yet. We don't need the engineer in there. So, new facility nevertheless. This can give us access to a bit more of the globe at long last, and we can finally move out of the United States. But yeah, we don't need to staff this right now because, you know, we'll look at staffing this once we actually have relevance, I guess is the best way of looking at it. I think the Shadow Chamber wouldn't necessarily be a bad decision just to get that thing up. It's nice to know what you're dealing with on missions ahead of time, which the Shadow Chamber provides that functionality. So to that end, we want to build the Shadow Chamber in this power coil. Now it's going to take 57 days with one engineer in there, but we have got the training center finishing soon. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be the case that we run 2 engineers in this, because I do really want to get an engineer in the proving ground and speed things there up a little bit, because that's dragging on just that little bit too much as well. So we'll keep scanning, keep the clock ticking. A mission to rescue a scientist just ain't it either. We need engineers at this point. Science is kind of covered. Of course, as soon as I say that, chosen sabotage means that our research has been delayed by 7 days, pushing back Illyrian power integration and all the upgrades that unlocks for us. That we started at 19 days on that research. That's a huge setback. There's no two ways around it. But that's XCOM. Oh boy. Training center at last is an upgrade in its own right. We've now got access to additional abilities and things like that for all of our soldiers. So we'll be able to start taking advantage of that from the next mission. It's a holodeck, apparently. That's kind of cool. Didn't quite realize it was a holodeck. The other thing we can do is improve soldier bonds. No one's available for that right now, but nevertheless, we can do that. We can also respec soldiers if we were that way inclined, but that's a little bit less of something I'm enthusiastic about. So, Proving Grounds is where Alexa Mahoney's going to live, at least for a little while. We have got one of these covert actions that will lead to an infiltration. We've got 14 people on deck, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, goodbye, scientist. Unfortunately, just not what we could afford right now. That's a nice upgrade to our grenades. Oh my. A blood-cursed bomb. Shrapnel bomb, okay. EMP bomb now deals way more damage rather than the 6 standard that we've been using it at up to this point. It's just more damage and more fun for all of our grenades. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It is brilliant. I'd really like to run some ammo as well. I'd love to get access to sabot rounds in particular for our marksmen. They really help out. And dragon rounds are quite nice too. So yeah, I think we'll queue up 1 ammo just for the time being, see if we get lucky and get like something other than venom rounds or tracer rounds, because we've already got the tracer rounds for venom rounds. Less enthusiastic about getting them in general. AP rounds, that's armor penetrating, they would be quite nice as well, but really kind of gunning for that sabot or dragon, to a lesser extent talon. So that'll be 8 days with the engineer in there, which is what it is. There is an option of making a spider suit or something, but I think like I'm a little bit more enthusiastic about getting ammo up and running if we can. 30 alloys, 23 crystals. That's put us into a respectable sum I doubt we'll be able to make contact with New Brazil in time for the next supply drop, which is a little bit of a miscalculation, I suppose. Not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. But we do want to make contact with New Brazil. And Mental Fortitude and what was the Pursuit of Knowledge? Yes, that was it. Not really interested in those continent bonuses, so we're going to skip Radio Towers, at least for now. This is going to set us back 160 intel of the 196 we've got, which suddenly makes intel an object of interest, shall we say. But nevertheless, let's get into New Brazil and finally start expanding our resistance network that little bit further. Of course, that already puts our contacts up to 4 of 4, as Shen is politely telling us about just there. And yeah, we're not going to hit this before the next supply drop, so we're not going to see this extra 60 income for a long time yet, unfortunately. That's our infiltration mission to get an engineer. There's Bert and Acelas there coming back. And there's our infiltration mission popping up. Before we take that infiltration mission, we need to make a quick pit stop to the Guerrilla Tactics School. And I want to grab infiltration size 2 for 150, so quite an expensive buy. But this means we can field 6 soldiers on those infiltration missions without any penalties or to infiltration time and things like that. Really nice upgrade, but we're absolutely going to run this one because it's another engineer. So let's put a team together. Zari's eager, and I think we've got another marksman on deck, so maybe we do send Zari here. Let me just check that right quick. We actually don't. Collapse back in 21 hours. So that's good enough for me. Okay, we will send Zari then. And then beyond Zari, we're going to want to send a phalanx, a medic. We've got options with medics now, actually. So we've got tactical right up there at major. Spacey's lieutenant, Troll Pants sergeant. I think we'll run Troll Pants on this one. Would be nice to get that rank up for Troll Pants if we can. We'll send Reed as an assault infantry. We'll keep Aethel and Rymir available. Reeds are grenading, shotgunning, assault, whereas Aethel and Rymir are our swording. Yes, swording is a real word. I've decided. Assault. We'll send combat engineer because I love me some combat engineers. And finally, for that all-important 6th slot, I'd love if Griffith were available. Unfortunately, they're on a separate covert action. Instead, I'm feeling like Apprehension can probably do some work on this one. So, we're going to gear these guys up as if it's just a proper mission, because for all intents and purposes, it is a proper mission. The only thing I'm not going to run entirely is upgrades on every single weapon. Everyone gets the Predator armor though. And everyone gets a weapon upgrade. So I think we're at a point where we can afford to provide that. Shandin will run Exalt weapon on, and for Giga we'll run... Do you know what? Yeah, we'll run the mag support and augmetic shotgun. Yeah, we'll run that. We should have an upgraded sword available as well. We do. Although, as I mentioned, Reed doesn't necessarily want to be using that sword as much as the shotgun. Apart from that, everyone needs nanoscale. And going to send an EMP bomb, but not send a blue screen rounds to this mission. The EMP bomb, I think, goes with Grim. And we've got additional Advent Troopers on this, which ain't so bad, actually. So I think a gas grenade is probably worthwhile. Or gas bomb, as it's now known. Gauntlet Mark II, Arc Blade, fully equipped really. We'll give a alloy shield to Grim. But yeah, this is looking pretty solid. So one last thing that we can do, we see here now at the bottom of each character sheet we've got how much AP they've got available. So Zari, for example, has 20 of his personal AP available and then 146 from the shared pool, which is super nice. And to that end, we can grab some additional abilities, including these XCOM abilities, which are just kind of randomized across each soldier. So Zari could use battle scanners, defensive mines, or just get a dodge bonus. I think we'll take Raptor's Perch with the 20 that Zari has. Grim's actually got a fair amount of AP as well, which is pretty nice. And to that end, a defensive mine on a phalanx ain't necessarily a bad decision. Free grenade is really nice, and untouchable on a phalanx is pretty good too. So some nice options there. I think though, I'd really like to get shield charge in the mix for our phalanxes if possible. Reed, actually, now that I've said all that about the sword, we could in fact make it so... Well, not too sure actually. Slip into position's really nice. Starts all missions concealed and remains concealed. Actually, that's Phantom by another name. Just changes the detection radius based on weapon equipped. Yeah, let's get that on the go. That's gonna mean for this infiltration mission, Reed is now a scout, which is fantastic. Sustained fire is quite nice, actually. Taking a direct shot will not end the turn, but any remaining action points will be converted to a special type that allows Overwatch, suppressing, or reloading. Can't move and can't attack again. That's not bad. Additional charges on the mine is really cool. A little bit more survivability with Entrenched. Demolitions and potential bonus. I actually quite like getting some additional charges on the mine. Maybe hold on to Giga and see what else comes available as they rank up. Apprehension has always been able to get multiple abilities, but we might as well take a look whilst we're here. And in actual fact, we've got 17 in the bank to spend on lightning reflexes, and I'm pretty enthusiastic about getting lightning reflexes. Total combat is nice too. Point of armor's nice. Lightning reflexes every time. We're gonna love lightning reflexes. Oh, I don't have to do it with Overwatch. Say no more. At any rate, let's get these guys on the go. We're in a city centre, so Zari can actually find a position and make it count. And I think they're as well equipped as we can get them to be under the circumstances, whilst not, you know, completely removing everything we've got available for everyone else. I don't want to maybe just see if we've got... I'm just thinking, like, if anyone's going to take advantage of a reflex sight and the Wildcat cartridges, it's going to be Reed. So we might as well use those. And then see you guys in about a week's time.
There were some casualties during that last covert action.
This is Zed, Kerwin, and Zentrisa back from locating the stronghold of the assassins. So that's bumped that little quest line along. And we got Suit Up. Armor and vest projects in the Proving Ground are completed instantly. That's pretty nice. And an assault mission to raid a convoy for some enemy materiel. That's not a bad option. Maybe we take this on. In fact, I kind of like that a lot, actually. We can recover the remains of... It looks like this is... Oh, it's Priad or Mufus. I can't remember. We'd be able to get a nanoscale vest back from that. Would require us to send a colonel though, so we're not going to be able to do that for a little while yet. Nice to know we can recover bodies though. Meanwhile, I think we'll hold off on getting this infiltration sent out. Oh. And there's the assassin stronghold, which is nice. the... I got completely sidetracked by everything that happened there. Oh, that's what we were going to do. Take a quick look at the proving ground. So, what we're looking for here is the armor. Where is armor? I don't think it includes exosuit and spider suits. I think it's I want to say it's like it's an experimental thing, I think, but I guess we don't have access to such a thing yet. Nevertheless, that is a really nice faction order to have in the bank. So that's our covert op to reduce avatar project progress, which is fine by me. That's Griffith and Lunko back in the mix. I think we should give this a go. Raid the Advent Convoy. Not done one of those missions before. And if the reward is enemy material, that means supplies, alloys, and Illyrium. So yeah, let's get a squad together and deal with this. Air patrols means extra reinforcements and psionic enemies. Okay, fine. So it's going to be Sectoid City up in here. I think we'll make sure we take a mine shield then. And let's put a team together. We're in the wilderness. Weakened Thunder. Let's see what we can do. I wonder if it's similar to the supply missions we've done previously, where, you know, we get in, steal what we can, and get out. I think we'll leave Tactical on the bench and just let them get a little bit more recovery on the go. So, in lieu of Tactical, our Field Medic slot will go to Spacey. I think bringing Griffith's a great idea for that scouting. I love me some of those engineers. Kind of feel like we want to bring a bit more of an experienced squad, so we'll bring Hooks. And then we've got phalanxes to spare, so we should bring one. Sinatra's fairly close to ranking up. Zed's a bit further away, so let's go for Sinatra and see if we can't get a promotion. We'll bring Aethel as an assault, and I'm umming and ahhing about bringing the Templar, but I think if we've got Aethel, then they cover the melee situation, such as it were, quite nicely. So that's one more slot, and let's get Zentrisa in here. Sapper's always a welcome addition, so I think we may need to be looking at purchasing some more armor. Well, yeah, we've got one Predator armor in the bank, which means we need 3. Okay. So Predator armor, 1, 2, 3. That's probably as much Predator armor as I really want to buy, because it is expensive. It's very good and it's very useful and it's kind of important to keeping people alive, but it is expensive. That's everyone else with nanoscale. Aethel's already got his mine shield equipped. He knows what he's in for. And that just leaves weapons. So we'll roll with the... I would kind of like to have a cannon on Hooks. So to that end, I'm not even sure we can actually build them ourselves, you know. Really don't know that we can. Maybe I'm blind. Mag cannon, there it is. 36 supplies for one of those, huh? It's a good thing we only ever really field one at a time. So this one will have, this will be our second one because we have got the prototype as well. Aethel's already got his shard gun complete with laser sight and wildcats. Zentrisa mag rifle, instead magnetic rifle, and then there should be a Temnotic, there is. Gauntlet Mark II. Oh, do we really need another Gauntlet? I mean, we have got a lot of engineers, so yeah, I guess it makes sense that we need to buy another Gauntlet Mark II. They're not too they're not too expensive either, actually. I lied. They are 42 supplies. Whew. Worth it though. Definitely worth it. I think it's probably worth purchasing another alloy shield. We have got a supply drop coming in. I'm not just going crazy and doing a bit of a shopping spree here, and being mindful of the fact that we are getting a bit of an injection of money relatively soon. Rail pistol versus Shadow. We don't have a Shadow Keeper available. Okay, they're all, yeah, because Sinatra's got one. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. We've got Griffith there to do scouting. Question really is, I think, well, I say question, no, there's no real question about it. We'll get the blue screen rounds on Huckett, as well as the lightweight frame. Although now that I say that out loud, is Huckett the best bet for the blue screen rounds? Maybe tracer rounds would be better suited. And then the blue screen rounds we could actually go for on Sinatra. Because that Shadowkeeper's doing some work, and then Sinatra should have, unless I am completely mistaken, yes, lightning hands for the double shot. Doesn't have access to being able to take 2 shots in 1 turn yet, but could drop a defensive mine if they were that way inclined. Only 8 AP, will wait for a rank up. Huckett's actually sitting on 16 AP, so we can take a look here. 2 ablative wouldn't be a bad call. Extra survivability is the top and bottom there. 3 grenade is nice. Increase on the suppression zone's nice. 2 mine charges. See, there's a lot of nice options that are suddenly available here. But actually, let's go anti-armor doctrine. We'll take a bit out of the shared pool, and yeah, we don't need the blue screens because now Hooker is already going to be doing work against mechs without the need of blue screens. What we will chuck on Hooker though is that additional EMP bomb. We should have a mag grenade frost bomb combo for Zentrisa. And I think that's us. The last thing we should probably do is look at weapon upgrades actually. They're quite important after all. Go for the expanded magazine, and honestly, let's go for the suppressor. For Zentrisa, lightweight frame, just to get the sapper a little bit closer sooner. Scope would be nice too, and speed loader, why not? Okay, let's do this. Operation Weakened Thunder to raid an Advent convoy. I haven't done this before. Wait, hang on one moment. 30 AP? Well, let's give you concealment and lightning reflexes. Amazing. The training center is really good. I'm really happy about all of this. Yeah, Spacey, Griffith, Huckett, Sinatra, Aethel, and Zentrisa. Let's do this. I had a thought, you know. I was like, oh, maybe we could update the Sky Ranger every so often. You know, give it a fresh coat of paint. And then it hit me just how much I really like the design that's running on it now. So I made an executive decision after consulting those around me that we're just going to keep it exactly as it is. And that's what's up. There's no one around me. I'm just alone at a desk, talking into a microphone, killing some aliens. No idea what this mission's got in store for us. It's the first one of the campaign that we're undertaking. It seems that it's different from the crate capturing exercise that we've done recently enough.
The disabled Advent convoy is just ahead.
Okay.
Engage and eliminate all hostile forces.
Avoid destroying critical supplies. Neutralize all enemy targets. Alright, cool. And we don't seem to have an exact location on where what we're looking for is. So let's just send Griffith forward. We look at the map. It's a very narrow map. So I guess we're going straight ahead. Is it on a road? Logic would dictate that the objective's going to be on this road.
Roger.
So let's get Griffith right up front and see what we can see. A spooky load of nothing. Maybe that's the supplies. They're glowing. Alright, fine. Seeing as there's nothing there and we've got concealment, let's just bring the squad up.
Let's do this.
Until we potentially spot something. Aethel, I'd kind of like just, well, as close to the front as possible. Everyone's got some serious movement on the go here, which is kind of nice.
Already there.
Of course, Spacey still could potentially run 6 marathons by the time it takes everyone else to catch up to him. So far, so nothing. We have put Griffith just by that rooftop, though, so hopefully...
Enemy squad located.
Oh, there we go. 2 priests and a mech. Nice. No cover on this roof is a little bit unfortunate.
On my way.
I guess that mech and the priests were in that little bit that we can't quite see. Griffith should be able to take this kind of position. Yeah, we can see them. Well, we can't see them now, actually. A codex, a priest, and a sectoid. All right, let's see about dealing with these 2 priests and mech then. So we'll bring everyone up to this line here where Griffith presently is. Or close enough to it as not to matter. Sinatra will get as close as possible. Aethel will get as close as possible. Zentrisa will hold back with Hookert. And Spacey back even further. And let's see if they move in a favourable direction. Well, those aren't, because they're coming right for us. And then it's just... What kind of thing have we interrupted where they needed all of these priests? That's not my favourite direction for them to go, but it's a direction I think we can take advantage of, and I really don't want to activate anything, considering just how many enemies we could potentially end up in a scrap with. So, gonna pull back all the way to this side of the house, and hoping that this little pack here with the 2 priests and the mech come back around this way. If they don't, then we can still sort of like loop round and take them from a bit more of a reasonable position than we presently are in.
Go, go, go!
Let's go for Aethel on the roof.
Copy that.
Look at just how far Zentrisa can run. It's insane. This man can't be stopped. Actually, I like this little bit behind the fence
Copy
here.
that.
Spacey could genuinely clear this map left to right, basically in one movement. It feels like it's nuts.
Double time.
We're not going to have him do that, but it's nice to know that he could. And I kind of want us to have Griffith on that corner now that I think about it, but it looks like he doesn't quite reach. So, do you really... You can only get to there. That's really infuriating. Never mind then. We'll get Griffith just back here, and we'll have to have Hooks on the corner, giving us a full view of the priest and mech that we're hoping to get an ambush off of. Ah, perfect. They are moving towards us. And we are in, I think, as good a position as we are going to be to take this fight. So then, I think we didn't see another mech. We did see the Codex. That is not a bad option. is not a bad option at all. The other option here is just to go in on the mech. 8 damage isn't going to kill it. However, neither is this. And we could save the EMP bomb for the Codex, which would probably be reasonable. So, let's get to work. Jesus, of course you missed. 87% chance. The mech's got no idea you're there. You miss anyway. Ah. Well, of course. Right, we've got Sinatra with the blue screen rounds.
No problem, boss.
6 to 7 damage per go. Right, lightning hands this mech down. I can't believe I could miss that. That's unbelievable. There we go. That should have killed. It survived. Amazing. Breaking concealment for a non-guaranteed kill isn't the greatest plan. I don't believe that those priests can actually see Griffith, so if Griffith can kill this mech, then he shouldn't actually break concealment. Blammo.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
got
he
one.
didn't break concealment. Perfect. And if we just take a quick look at slip into position, it's only when the squad breaks concealment that Aethel stays in concealment, so it's not the same as is it Phantom? That's, I can't recall. Oh, it's just Fade that's doing that. No active enemies. Yeah, fine. So, what sort of answer do we have between Zentrisa and Spacey for these priests? Whoops. Yeah, how are we going to manage these priests with Zentrisa and Spacey? We might actually just have to break concealment on Aethel. That's not something I'm entirely thrilled about, but equally I'm not completely attached to keeping him in concealment if it's a bad idea to do so. 54, 51. Probably want to save a grenade.
I hope it's
Let's
worth
just
it.
move Zentrisa up a touch to give Zentrisa a shot. 63 is not bad, 62 respectively, and there's suppression too. I'm not too enthusiastic about there, simply because that thing can go boom. This does still give Spacey a shot on that priest. I wonder how good of a shot it would be.
I'm going.
Full cover, which is kind of nice. Even if we just take down one of these, that'll be good. 2 damage isn't
I only
the most
scratched
fun
them.
that you can have. We could potentially see a kill on this if it connects. 62 is not great, but let's go Zentrisa. Okay, fine.
Adjusting sights.
So then, can Aethel guarantee a kill? You can, but it breaks concealment. And we could potentially be spotted by something else. Not at all a thrilling prospect. I think we hold on. Everyone's in reasonable cover, except Sinatra, but Sinatra can take the shots, it's fine.
Scanning.
Oh. Would you believe we countered Wild Hunt? I know, right? Welcome back. We don't have Lost this time, so we will actually have to fight the assassin.
We just picked up
Got
the
it that we
chosen
didn't bring that show
assassin's
now.
energy signature. She's moving on the squad's
And
position,
second
Commander.
pack has activated. This is the pack with the Codex. Where's Holy Warrior going? Sectoid? Okay. That's less scary than if it went on the Codex, that's for sure. Stasis on Hooker's not my favorite, but yeah, I think it was reasonable to kind of operate on the idea that priests on their own aren't particularly threatening. Codex, how do we play this? I wonder if... I don't think so, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Aethel takes this priest out. Does it also get rid of the sect? It does. So, quite pleased we held off there. Could you make up for last time's entry, sir? Because I still quite like the position we're in. You can make up for it as well. Bargain. And then Spacey's not got the worst shot in the world on the Codex, but we can do better. Griffith could potentially get a kill on the priest and retain concealment, which would be pretty big advantage. So let's see if he lands this. Unfortunately, not.
Not even close. They've seen me.
So then there were Spacey and Sinatra. That's an option. Quite like that option as it goes. I think we'll take this. That puts Sinatra a little bit further forward than I would have liked now that this has happened. Alright, Aethel. He's so excited. Just wants to shoot them all. Did Aethel have pounce? And I didn't realise. No? Oh, you do have pounce. That's cool. I think pulling Spacey back and... Oh, you can't quite reach it. We'll just have to put Aethel next to this explosive device and hope for the best. How you've still got that shot? Well, let's disorient it if we can. Stunned for 0. Didn't disorient it. Not sure how I feel about that. Whoops. I need to stop doing that for real. Okay, Codex has actually made a move that I'm fine with. Should have expected that was going to happen. Not the worst problem to deal with. We're probably going to need to move everyone forward regardless. What did that do? Elder's Cleansing? It's an interesting choice of heal, but okay, fine. That's really mean.
What will you do when they can no longer fight?
And honestly, I'll accept the stasis. Oh. Now that makes the priest very appetizing. Okay, let's see about going all in on that priest if we can. The bomb kind of makes that a little bit agitating. But nevertheless, I think we need to give it a try. And we can use... We can't use Aethel. Aethel can't reach literally one move away. Can Zentrisa make any magic happen with grenades? Including blowing this wall open. It would mean Zentrisa's kind of hanging in harm's way a little bit, but I think if we can land a grenade like that, it's totally worth it, because we can take out the Codex and that priest by committing to this. No, surely not. Okay. It just got knocked back out of vision for a brief moment of its existence there. That's fine. Less fine is that it got knocked further away, so Aethel still can't make the magic happen, and we don't exactly have much in the way of options to get it murdered. That's going to put Huckett in harm's way too, but Huckett has got the shielding.
Not a problem.
Just wondering if we can roust it into submission. It's a bit of a gamble because roust is by no means guaranteed to do much damage at all. But it could well burn it, and I want the Codex killed. Okay, 3, no burn, and it's just ban even better. It's not gone according to plan. Fine. Fine. It's clearly not meant to be. Spacebee's not got any ammo. And we can't see it anymore.
I'm going.
Is the big problem. Yeah, take out the purifier if you'd be so kind. Thank you.
Yeah, big deal.
That's better than nothing. As for Spacey, we kind of need to just bring Spacey
No
forward
problem, boss.
and not have Spacey ready to eat that bomb.
Locked and
Not really
loaded.
doing much other than reload, and Aethel can't really do much other than get him to harm's way, unfortunately. So I think we probably just bring Aethel forward a touch and give him a reload.
Let's rock.
Really unfortunate that we weren't able to cap that priest, but c'est la vie. Sinatra should theoretically be in the line of fire of the priests. Missing Huckett like that is beautiful. Thank you very much, Smokescreen. An advanced priest. Going for a stasis once again. Not so great that it went on hooks. The fairly predictable heal. But not a massive heal, so, you know, and priest's just having a bit of a wobble there. The assassins joined us now.
All of the Elder's children are not created equal. I will not
Depending on whether or not she
fall
stays
so
put, though,
easily.
that is a bit of a setup for
spotted the
Zentrisa to
chosen.
get a
Get
grenade
ready to
launched
fight.
in there. Harbor waves coming through, and everyone's in a nice line, which is a tiny minor problem. Caps
I'm taking fire.
2 from the looks of it.
I am
Sinatra
coming for you,
and
Commander.
Zentrisa, I think. And there's the reinforcements as
coming
well.
in.
Okay. That's the priest we want murdered. Now. If Zentrisa
I can handle that.
is disoriented, then boo
This might
his.
sting a little.
Everything's spinning.
And he is. She is terrific. Okay, fine. Not a problem. Zentrisa can just move
What's
forward
over
to
there?
Sinatra and get the
Come
revival.
on, get back in the fight. I can't focus.
Another disorient too, for good measure. Sure, why not? Why not? Who does that run on? That runs on Sinatra, so it's worthless. That leaves us with Sinatra to take an action, Aethel to take an action. Huckett's currently in stasis, so then what we'd love is for Griffith to land this 63% shot. We take the
Ready to
reload.
go.
Show us some sweet moves, please, Griffith. I knew I should have doubted you. It was well placed doubt. Guess we can send Aethel in to just do the work. But where does he go? And what does he activate? What else could we do? We haven't really got much in the way of options yet. We could... Well, no. You know what? Let's just commit to this.
They fall
2 kills in one go again for Aethel. He's just racking them up here. We did activate a hunter and another sectoid. Given the fact that Aethel's the only one that this sect... Wow, okay. You're really angry. Given that Aethel's the only one that this sectoid can see, if it goes for mind control, he's got the mind shield, so that's just fine. The hunter... The only real threat is the assassin, which is pretty good, relatively speaking.
Not good.
Got a feeling that the priests will probably
In cover.
try and go for some healing on the sectoid there. But let's see what else is coming into play here. We've got a stun lancer, another priest, and I'm not sure what the third is. Is it an advanced priest? Is that what they are?
Got some advent here.
Advanced priest, shield bearer, stun lancer. Fair enough. Okay, probably the shield bearer is the priority target. That is the heal going out onto the sectoid, as we expected. Another holy warrior. So again, we're not going to go for the shield bearer. We'll go for the priest because they're just helping us kill them all. Like, that's very interesting.
I need a medic.
That's a good hit.
For some, the pain is empowering.
That's a terrible miss.
Target's still up.
24%. It was a bit of a wing and a prayer for sure, but and Advent Hunter's just not getting it home there, unfortunately. For it. Fortunately for us, of course. And that's the blind. Yep. Ree as well. Landed it on Spacey there. Right, so
Great commander in action.
Aethel. Aethel the priest killer. Yeah, there it is. Where do you go once you do this, is the question. And do we have an alternative? Because... Well, no, we don't, because Zentusa can't actually use grenades whilst blinded, which is problematic. There is Hooker with the rocket launcher, still in smoke, which has been serving quite nicely thus far. The alternative would be to get into a flamethrower position, but I don't think this corner is going to be able to cap the assassin and the priest. So maybe a rocket launcher? Rocket launcher would mean Aethel can secure the kill on the priest and therefore the shield bearer. I guess we can leave... In fact, let's drop a mine too, because that stun lancer is in the mix. And it might come for hookup. And then, yeah, I guess we rocket launch and see if we can make this connection. As long as we hit the priest there on the right hand side, that's the main thing. The rest is a bonus. And we've connected with everything. Use the MVP now, huh? Sectoid I'm not too worried about. Because, again, Aethel's the one that's in the thick of it here. Although it's getting a little bit scary. Actually, now that I just pay a bit more attention, at least, could we instead then have Griffith in such a situation that he can make a connection with that priest? Does look like behind this counters the way forward on that. Same targets behind that cover as to that, so we'll take the high cover then.
All those years in isolation.
81 on this to make Aethel's life a little bit less dangerous. Come on, Griffith. Perfect. And there goes the shield bearer.
Their duty to the elders fulfilled.
I think for the blind leading the blind here, we're just gonna get these guys into cover.
Whatever you say.
And hunker down whilst we're at it.
Maintaining position.
I was thinking about an Overwatch there, but I think honestly just hunker down. Where's that stun lancer gotten himself to? There he is. Problem is that we've got that hunter back there as well to be mindful of. And the sectoid could just as well shoot at Aethel as much as it could like do some mind shenanigans. You're gonna get flanked by so many things. What to do? What to do? Pulling back isn't a terrible idea. Alternatively, going for that hunter's not a terrible idea either. In fact, let's go for the hunter.
Hunt them down. Move, move, move.
Not going to be the easiest shot to land for sure, but I think you can manage it. Nice. I need to read and find out what Eldritch Cleansing does. Because that's twice they've used it. Not really got any inclination as to what's happening there. That's fine. 3 damage you can manage. But
Who's gonna make it?
actual connection on Hooker at last. The shield's broke.
Your forces grow weaker with every breath.
Now that's yet another Holy Warrior, but it's on the Advanced Priest this time. Which is a bit more health to chew through.
This armor's pretty tough.
Fair enough. Hooker's luck was going to run out eventually, I guess.
Drift beyond
And it
perception.
looks like the assassin's actually gone in for Aethel. Which is something. So, if ever there was a time for Aethel to come back into the fold, now is it. And if we were to put Sinatra, actually 70%, yeah, okay. We'll get Sinatra into cover, and then see about just lightning hands in this advanced priest down.
That won't do
Fortunate
it.
dodge, for sure. That's better. We'll come back to Aethel once we know that things are cleaned up. Let's see here. I think Zentresa's probably the one to take the shot on the
going.
priest. And it's gone into station. Terrific.
On the margin.
Which means
On
the
reserve.
stun lancer remains alive, because that's disconnected rather than interrupted the connection that they shared. Not the best, not what we were hoping for certainly, but it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. I'd really like to grab that loot if it was at all possible, but I mean, is it at all possible? Going for the stun lancers seems reasonable actually. It pulls Aethel back whilst giving him something to do. And he lands the kill. Because, you know, do you expect anything less at this point? I'll put you in cover relative to the hunter. Griffith, I think we reposition and grab the loot. Raziel's song. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it.
And then we're pretty free to just reposition a bit here actually, so let's just do that.
Absolutely.
No problem, boss.
You need to reload.
We're green to go.
Might as well see if we can get a hit on this priest. I didn't check what Elder's cleansing does. I will next turn, presumably. Don't know where the assassin is. They're not so bad fighting a group, these priests, and we've been able to take real advantage of the thing they do. There's a man shield, putting the work in. April's just not bothered, not even the tiniest bit. And oh no, an Overwatch. This priest's just a little bit muddled. No, the assassin actually didn't run us in the direction I was expecting. That's a lucky miss. Woohoo!
I'm under
There will
fire!
be no escape. I will end this quickly.
Is that right? I'll tell you what. Sinatra, can you just finish this, please? It's starting to annoy me that that's still live.
Another priest returns to the elders.
Zentrisa would be running the Overwatch there. It's kind of annoying. I kind of wish we'd put that hunter to bed. Aethel has got the shot on it. We could just run that. Maybe we do it from a position that isn't going to cause Aethel to be shot by the assassin though. Yeah, let's just move forward a bit.
Incoming over
Lightning
here!
reflexes, what up? I think we got lightning reflexes on Aethel. It didn't pop up, but now I'm worried. Oh, we did. Okay, that's fine. You can then... Actually, we don't necessarily need to do that anymore. We just ran and gotten rid of the Overwatch. So let's just kill this.
That's how it's done.
Not sure where Aethel's going to move now. Assassin, what was her weaknesses again? 3 attacks in 1 turn. Savage allies, can't be crit. Okay. Flamethrower, I think?
Heading out.
When in doubt, flamethrower. And Zentrisa probably just wants to move up a little bit to
I
get
hope
a
it's
better
worth
shot
it.
on the assassin. Yeah, with flamethrower.
Tripping flamethrower.
Nice, 8 damage as well. Big ups to the flamethrower method. Ventrisa's got a bit of a pap shot, let's not pretend otherwise, so instead I think we just mag it and break its cover for Griffith to potentially do some work on. I know now that I'm looking at this mag grenade and realising why we're on this mission in the first place, I'd rather not connect with them. So let's hold the mag grenade for now, maybe? What kind of shot does Griffith have? 51, and it's not actually impacted by any cover either. Take the 50. Love a coin flip.
I need to reload
You
soon!
will find no refuge in the
April's a little
shadows
bit
of Reaper.
open now. 32 kind of not the best. I think the bigger threat to April's well-being is that hunter. So we're positioned
way.
relative to that. And you know what? Let's just set up an Overwatch on Zentrisa and see what
The
happens here.
elders will hear
32
no
is just not worth
excuses,
taking really.
except no failure. Do not disappoint them.
Bewildered and burning. Stacy's out of cover at the minute as well. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we saw another long watch. Okay. Ouch. Right in the back.
There is no room for mistake. You will not escape. Enjoy these fleeting breaths while they last.
Oh, dear me. Yeah. Suppose we have been playing a little bit risky with April. Oh god. At least he's bleeding out and not dead, but that could have gone a very different direction. Okay.
Flamethrower engaged.
Oh. Well,
Rock and roll.
something to be said about my Picard, that's for sure. I'd really like it if this thing died, I think. But at the same time, it's kind of harmless. We'll come back to that. You know what now is the time for? Is going to be a grenade from Zentrisa. That's a frostbomb, not a grenade. There we go, that's what we're looking for. So get this in the go. Want to put this chosen out of business if we at all can.
Menace 1-5. Watch those supply crates. If you destroy them, there won't be anything left for us to
We
recover.
lost a
once
couple of
the
supply
area is
crates, but
secure.
it'll be fine. There's still plenty on the map.
Seems doable.
Be quite good at Spacey landed the kill here. 72%'s not my favourite though. Good hit.
I won't be slow by
And
your
then
feeble
there
attacks.
is Griffith. Make this count, bud. Perfect.
Happy now?
That's dealt with.
Ever force my withdrawal, and
And
now no choice but to
was thinking
blame
about
us
it before,
again.
but now I'm going to
I'm
commit
sure
to
we'll
it.
see them
Let's just
again,
shadow
but
fall
that
that priest
chosen
and get it
sure
dealt
wasn't
with.
expecting the fight we put up today, Commander.
And then there's our old friend. Of course, it's dealing with
Moving out.
concealment on Sinatra and Griffith. So I'm just going to move them up. And Spacey, when I find you, there you are, doesn't actually trigger Overwatch fire, although I'm not too enthusiastic about putting Spacey there. But equally, you can take a hit if you need to. And I'd much prefer just to... We're not going to actually revive,
Come
just
on,
going to go
hold
for
on.
stabilize here. Because wouldn't really want the revive to leave Aether on like a hit point, and then for that Advent Hunter to
Moving to
then
Overwatch.
send Aether home.
On Overwatch.
So I think what we'll do now is just sneak Sinatra up, sneak Griffith up, and use them to finish the job.
I'm on a fire! Moving to designated coordinates.
Position confirmed.
And let's see, what kind of shot you got here? 50-50? Oh, okay. Brilliant.
One down. Status confirmed.
Not bad.
All hostiles are down and the area is secure.
We took out an
Status
entire
confirmed.
monastery of
Mission
priests.
accomplished.
Actually, it's monks that live in monasteries. Or is it priests? I don't know. We took out lots of priests. Took down the Chosen without using the Lost this time. April took a bit of a beating, but delivered a bit of a beating too. I'm pretty confident that the MVP is going to go. There it is. 48 damage, 2 out of 3 shots, 1 out of 2 overwatches, 4 kills. Yeah, fair enough. And so this didn't get to do much, but again, Sapper, damage, disruption, all that good stuff. So, unsurprising MVP award, I think. Aethel did manage to get a lot of work done on that, and
Today's maneuver by
it's
local
probably
forces was a planned exercise.
a bit of luck,
Should not be
definitely a bit
alarmed.
of luck that he's still alive, considering some of the positioning and general situations that Aethel was in during that mission. But I think it was worth it. I get a bit carried away when I use Assault Infrantry. So I find them such a fun class to use. Promotion, first promotion we've seen in a while, go to Sinatra, and we'll take Marauder, because that's been a big miss on Sinatra to now. And I think we will take the shield charge as well, to burn a couple of the group AP. A psionic heal that heals the entire squad a small amount. Oh, activating a psionic heal also. Okay, I see. So you need another psionic ability in order to make this work. It's kind of like a passive bonus. Still quite cool though. And we got 54 alloys, 95 supplies, and 22 pistols. So actually, pretty good haul. that was a really fun mission. A little bit spicy at the end there, but, you know, we'll take it all the same. Zen Teresa and Sinatra are going to be out of action for a while, which is fair enough. But yeah, another success with a bit of a nail-biter at the end, just for, you know, funsies. We'll leave things there. See you next time.
The true voice of the Resistance, bringing you the real news about the latest victory over the invaders. We're getting stronger every day, and XCOM is making that happen.